Thank y'all for tuning in to Rare Minded People. Y'all chilling with Darnell. Make sure y'all hit that like and that subscribe. Peace and prosperity to all. Make sure y'all check out mastersinhumanity.com. Check out the shop area, donate, and just share the content. Thank y'all for tuning in. We got the suicide prevention hotline as well. So make sure y'all check that out for anybody that's in need. The number is 260-402-5685. Thank you again. We go jump straight into it. This is part 2, y'all.
Let me ask you this. Do you love yourself?
Yes, I love myself, absolutely.
Most certainly. Okay. Because that'd be the number one thing a lot of times where we have to understand, self-love, And self-love, when it reflects, to others, it does hurt us a lot because we try to give people so much love, because that's what we have in us. We get them extras, we get them our all, and things like that. But sometimes we have to understand, do we love ourselves as well, Yeah, a lot of people don't have that self-love. So, no, I thank you for having that because it's a lot of people that don't want to live today just because they don't love themselves, Yeah, so, I'm glad that you do love yourself, Far as when it comes to a relationship, no one's want to be alone and things like that. What have you found what's some things you found in a man that you feel that is good for all women?
You said, say that again?
What's some qualities that you found in a man that's good for all women?
A provider, a person that wants to know what's on your mind, willing to build with you. Just they have an open mind. They're there to just be there to support you mentally, physically, anything you go through in life.
So would you say a relationship is based on finances?
No. That's part of it. I would definitely say it's part of it.
Oh, okay. So how much is you willing to sacrifice to put into to invest behind your man to make sure that that he's stable and he's able to be that man that you just said, just 1 out of 100, how much you willing to invest behind your man, of you?
Depending on how he shows me he cares. So it'll be dependent upon that.
I mean, just say he was a good man, he would just didn't have his ducks in a row, but he have a good heart, he well-rounded. Just say that, I'll give you 2 different scenarios, but just say that though. How much you will be willing to invest in him?
I'd be able to invest what I needed to for him to get on his feet.
Yeah, I understand, but I just need a percentage though. I just want to know. Because, some people will say 100%. So I know some women that say, no more than 10, so.
I mean, if I care about 90%.
About 90%? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I can respect that. So on the flip side, just say a guy that just, always in and out of trouble or, just a person that really just got good dick and, really don't have too much interest in you though, but, whatever the case may be, but they need your help and your stability. How much you willing to invest behind them,
Well, I mean, if they just got some good dick and they're not willing to offer anything.
Not really. They maybe wash your dishes or something sometime, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they'll be around, whatever the case, They very nice when they're around though, but they don't really care about you or your future, but they cool with you though,
Nah.
y'all lose each other numbers tomorrow, okay, that's fine, you know, but
Right.
you like each other, y'all like each other company when y'all, you know, you feel like this could be a great guy, but it just not fitting in that same setting. So, like
Right.
that, like how much would be willing to invest behind that person?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
So why would you waste your time to even have that person in your bedroom?
Exactly.
Now I'm asking you.
But as women, we do find ourselves in that situation to where we want to be pleased. So I guess it's just about at the moment being pleased.
So it's okay.
It may be a person that you can trust that's not out here just screwing everybody.
You know, just speaking on me on a personal level, I love my body more than my money. So me personally,
Yeah.
I give you my money before I give you my body. And in a sex setting, I feel that if I'm having sex with a woman and she can't help me, you know, I mean, it could be simple as a hotel room or a bed, you know, I mean, you know, something to eat or just anything that I need to keep myself balanced. But I'm taking my time to, you know, have sex with this person. Like, we expressing love in the sense of, you know, I know sex is not love, but it feels so passionate and good. It feel like love when you know what I mean, when you just having sex with somebody. But on that level of person not caring about your worryabouts and things like that, I feel that no one should be dealing with a woman that's not willing to help them out financially. So I feel that if that guy walk away, just check me out. I feel like if that guy walk away from you, and because you don't have anything to offer him besides, you know, some sex, then I think the feeling is mutual. I think you can't complain about if he lose your number or whatever the case may be, just because, you know, I feel his body is important as yours, and if he wants you to value him and you say, no, I don't value you, then I feel like he's wasting his time, you know, with you. I understand women want to be pleased and everything else, but if they not trying to put any value in a guy, from the guy that will be home or the guy that just having sex with them, then I don't think they should be having sex at all.
But it just sounds like to me that at that point, if it's about sex, make it about sex. You know, I feel like if that's what it's about now, when you go putting feelings and stuff behind it, that's different.
It's always gonna be feelings when you're a human being.
Not when you have an understanding that it's just sex.
I feel like no one has an understanding to the point. That just say you have sex with a guy that day. It rolls over to the next morning. He's in the bed with you, you know, which is a good moment. You sleeping next to a guy because usually it's bang bang and a few hours maybe, but he's leaving, you know. But he's waking up next to you. That makes it more a little significant, you know what I mean? That lets you know that he's free in a lot of different ways, you know. But then you end up going to the mall with your children and you see him with another girl. So you trying to tell me that it's okay, that you're not going to bring that up, or you're not going to say it just go be like, you know, whatever?
Well, I mean, if it's about sex.
No, it's about sex, yes.
And y'all made it just about sex. How could you be mad if he is with somebody else?
Oh, so that look on your face ain't gonna change, huh? You just telling me that you one of a kind, as I say, you know.
I mean, I probably would mention it to him, but I'm talking like as far as like if we know that there's not supposed to be any feelings behind this and we are just messing around, how can I be mad if he's with someone else?
I understand that.
If we have an understanding to where there's no feelings, we're just going to have sex.
You kind of remind me of my hotel room days when I used to, take a woman to the hotel and just, have sex and put on my clothes and be ready to go instead of they be like, you leaving already? Like, oh, I got somewhere to go. It seemed like you have that type of spirit. It seemed like
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Does it seem
that's
like?
not, that's
Oh, okay.
that's
Okay.
far from what I'm saying. I'm saying this: if that's the kind of relationship that they want, and they've sat down and talked about it, then they should have that kind of understanding.
True. But most people do not feel that way, as me and you both know from experience of dealing with others and seeing how things go. No one's is not. Yeah, you go to a swingers club and you'll find that type of that friendly attitude, but you're not going to find that in the typical world when people having a secondary relationship from love or lust. Where they are mutual and seeing a person with another person and okay with it. Unless they're married and they're with their significant other, then of course they don't want to get busted, so they will not say anything. But but emotions will be involved. And really in America, most typical relationships, emotions are involved. Unless you go to the secret societies of the swingers clubs and things like that. But typically in the family setting, bringing a family together or something like that, or just the desire.
That's different.
Or
That's different.
I mean, I'm just saying that's how we have sex though. You have sex with a guy a few times, and next thing you know, he'll be around your children. I mean, once you get to feel like you know him, but you only know him through sex.
Right.
You don't know him through his personal life. Y'all just laid up a few times now. You feel comfortable enough to bring him around your family.
Well, I can't say that I go through that because I always deal with men that I've dealt with before in my past.
Repeat that one more time.
I don't necessarily go through that because it be people that I have a history with.
So you go.
Know,
so
I never really deal with new people.
So you always go backwards.
With before, so I know what to expect.
So you content with going backwards.
Well, I'm learning to let that go. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning now to let my past go because that's why I keep getting the same results.
And that's what's scary when you don't know how to deal with new people. You have to bring creativity to yourself in a lot of different ways, because when you used to dealing with old people that you have done with before, they know your positions. They know your freakiness. They know what you would do. They know what you won't do. So, it's the same typical thing. But when you bring that freakiness out to a new guy, he might look at you in a different light, or you might not know how to perform just as, because you're so used to being yourself, not even with a sexual thing, even with an attitude of communicating with a person. You might rub that new person the wrong way or something like that because you're so used to dealing with these type of men that you've been dealing with, So sometimes we have to learn to balance ourselves in the social society because it's all a social contract. Anything that you indulge yourself with or anybody you indulge yourself with is all a social contract, Yeah. So, I just, wanted you just to be aware of just how men feel and think sometimes from my perspective, because I'm just telling you from my experience and things like that. And I would like for women to be a lot more balanced and give men a lot more challenge than what they give them, than just be so accepting, to whatever the case may be. But before we close out, I want to ask you though, what would be advice that you would like to share with the men real quick?
With men?
No, with men. What I'm asking you, what advice would you like to share with the men in this world about womanism, you know?
Quit playing with women's feelings and when it's something, be 100%. And if you can't, you need to let it go. Because it's a lot of men out here playing with women's mental. And then when they act out of character, they want to play victim. So, yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. What would you like to say to the ladies?
Value yourself more and learn to let things go and don't be anyone's doormat.
I'd like to thank you for sharing your words of wisdom. You know, I appreciate you in all aspects, and thank you again. And most certainly, you know, we got